Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So, as you guys are probably aware, I've been sick since last Thursday. This show tonight is going to be an interesting one. I want to apologize now if I start coughing. I still got a pretty bad cough. If I have to take a quick moment to take a drink because my throat gets dry, because that's been happening, trying to drink enough, get myself rehydrated because I did get dehydrated after being sick. Yeah, I do that a lot too, sniff. And I've just been chomping on or sucking on these Hall's cough drops to help my throat as well. I'm not feeling really sick anymore. Stomach's a little bit here and there sometimes. But as far as like being sick, I'm good. Still got the nose, the throat, the cough. A little bit of the head sometimes, it comes and goes. But I think I'm good enough now to talk Smackdown. Again, if the mic does go, like the audio does go out for a second, because I either had a cough really bad or I had to take a drink because my throat gets, too dry. Because last night I was going to do the live show and I knew I couldn't talk for a full 45 minutes at least, because that's how long it probably would have taken to do the Smackdown review. But it's all good. Basically slept all day Friday, all day Saturday. So, with that, tonight was SmackDown Live. Last night was Monday Night Raw and the Superstar Shakeup Night 1. And I'm confused. So last night in the Superstar Shakeup Night 1, The Miz, The Viking Experience, Ivar and Eric, Cedric Alexander, Andrade and Zelina Vega, Rey Mysterio, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Eric Young, AJ Styles, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Naomi, EC3, Lacey Evans, and they said Lars Sullivan had moved to Raw. Like, literally, if you went on WWE.com after Raw last night, there was a whole list, and it said Lars Sullivan. But then you go to tonight's SmackDown, and we still got, now on SmackDown, Lars Sullivan, which is very, 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 very weird. So, I guess we'll just start with the beginning of SmackDown. SmackDown kicked off with the Kevin Owens show. Kevin Owens show kicked things off, and Kevin Owens brought out Xavier Woods and WWE Champion Kofi Kingston. No Big E. Big E's actually dealing with a slight meniscus tear. I don't know if he's going to have to undergo surgery or not. From what I heard, he shouldn't have to undergo surgery. If he does, it'll be like very invasive, what's it called? Very invasive arthroscopic, which is not long out. Look at the chat really fast. Mikhail, Luke Harper was not fired by WWE. He asked for his release from WWE. Very, very different there. Those are two different things. So going forward, Kevin Owens came out. He had a huge reaction from his closest you can get hometown. He's from Marysville, and they were in Montreal. The crowd chanted many different things for him, even oi, oi, oi. He spoke in French at first, got a good reaction for that, and then Owens noted that Vince McMahon was going to make a big announcement tonight. Owens then introduced Kofi Kingston. Out came Xavier Woods with him as well. They acknowledged that Big E was injured, and the fans broke into a Kofi chant. They discussed Kingston's journey to the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, his victory over Daniel Bryan, and defeating the odds. Owens congratulated Kingston, and the fans gave him a standing ovation. Kingston thanked the fans and called himself the champion in French. He got a good oi chant from that as well. They talked about Big E briefly, and Xavier Woods goes, "This Superstar Shakeup's killing me. Raw's taking all the up, up, down, down roster. If I don't see Tyler Breeze by the end of tonight, I'm going to lose it." Great. It was great. Owens noted that the New Day is going to take on Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura later tonight, and they may need a third man. They may need some backup. Owens then stated that maybe he can be their backup. He said, you know what, you can call me Big K. No. Big O, it's even funnier. Big O. The fans loved this idea. Woods noted that Owens just got back from injury, and they do a lot of groin movements. Owens swiveled his hips, popped his hips as well, thrusted a little bit, said, I could do this too. Kingston asked the fans if they want to see Owens join the New Day. They broke out in an Oi chant. They gave him a New Day t-shirt because they were like, if you want to be Big E, if you want to be Big O, you got to be able to wear a crop top. Can you wear a crop top? And so Big E, or not Big E, but Kofi took his shirt off and gave it to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens put it on. Was like, it's a little tight, but we're all good. So then, in the back, Rusev and Nakamura were watching, and Cesaro walked up by himself, no Sheamus, and said, if you need a third, I got you. So then it was made official that later, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, Xavier Woods taking on Cesaro, taking on Rusev, taking on Nakamura. 6-man tag. Weird. No Sheamus on the show. Weird. Cesaro all by himself. So we'll see. Elshards, the travel issues were yesterday. I didn't hear of anybody having any issues getting there tonight. So then out came the first person to move over to Raw in the Superstar Shakeup. Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor. Another thing about this is you think, well, why didn't they move Samoa Joe last night? They were. They were going to. That was exactly the plan. Samoa Joe was all set and written into the script, but he was at the building very, very sick. Like, so sick that he shouldn't have traveled. So his segment last night was scrapped. I don't know exactly what his segment would have been, but I do believe that tease they did last week with him and Braun Strowman is going to lead to a feud on Monday Night Raw. Chad Davis says, where's Big E? Big E is out with a slight knee injury. Joe Decker says, is Sheamus done? Not that I've heard of. So, Finn Balor came out, and he took on in a non-title match, Ali. This was a great match. They started off with fast-paced exchanges, and Ali hit him with a dropkick. Balor slowed down the pace and worked over Ali's arm. Ali fought back and sent Balor to the floor with a Hurricanrana. He followed it up with a suicide dive. After commercial break, Balor was firmly in control. Ali avoided a charge into the corner and briefly took over. Balor hit a sling blade, but Ali rocked him with a super kick for a near fall. Balor avoided a tornado DDT and hit a double foot stomp. Ali fought back and hit a Hurricanrana off the top for a 2 count. Ali went for the 450 splash, but Balor moved. And it's weird that he's going for the 450. It's the second week in a row and not the 054. Balor then hit the running drop kick, or the Wahoo drop kick as they like to call it. Coup de grace, and pinned Ali. So it makes sense now. I mean, even last night it made sense why Finn lost to what's his name? Andrade. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Because you would have thought, okay, Andrade beats him. He's a challenger for the championship. But now it makes even more sense because it's like Andrade beats him because he's leaving the brand anyways. So in the back, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods ran into Kevin Owens. They told him that it was time for him to do his initiation. They said that you have to beat a Big E's record of eating a stack of pancakes. And not just a short stack, not just a big stack, a whole platter of pancakes. Owens stared at the pancakes and was like, I don't need pancakes. I've never had a pancake in my life. My theory to that is he's probably only had crepes. Being a French Canadian, probably only ever had crepes. That may have been a little racist, I'm sorry. So then we got another one of the buzzard puppet video package deals for Bray Wyatt. In the back, they then showed Owens. Well, actually, before the commercial, we saw R-Truth and Carmella come out. Then we got the puppet deal. Then we saw R-Truth and Carmella in the ring again after the commercial. Then we saw Owens finish the pancakes in just enough time. And then we got Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. Early on in this match, Flair missed a big boot and Carmella hit her with a super kick. They fought at ringside near the Women's Battle Royal trophy. Carmella hit a crossbody off the barricade. She scored a 2 count back in the ring. Flair fought back, but Carmella pushed her head first into the second turnbuckle. Flair dropped Carmella on the apron and hit a big boot to take over. Flair used a dragon screw over the second rope. She threw Carmella into the barricade. Carmella fought back, and hit a super kick. Flair then used repeated chops, and then worked over Carmella's leg and put her in the figure 8 for the victory. Carmella tapped out. Charlotte Flair victorious on Smackdown Live. After the match, R-Truth got in the ring to check on Carmella, and out would come Lars Sullivan, who I'm so confused on. Is he on Raw? Is he on SmackDown? What the fuck is going on? So he comes out, destroys R-Truth, and there we go. Sullivan then turned his attention to Carmella, who was terrified. The referee took her out of the ring, saved her. There we go. Sullivan then hit a running powerbomb on R-Truth. After commercial break, the man, Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Becky Lynch came out. They said on commentary she had an announcement to make. The fans broke into a big Becky chant. She mentioned that she defeated Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. The fans then broke out in a Becky 2-belt chant. Now remember, they said she had a announcement to make for the Superstar Shakeup, which I don't think she ever made. Lynch said that it doesn't matter who she faces because she'll beat them. She pointed out that both belts allow her to go both ways. I guess that was her announcement, that she can be on both Raw and SmackDown as long as she has both belts. This would then bring out the next superstar to come to SmackDown Live, and that would be Ember Moon. The She-Nom, or the, what did Tom Phillips call her? Not the war goddess. He called her something fucking weird. And she called herself the She-Nom. What the hell's a She-Nom? So she came out, interrupted the champ, Becky 2-belt. Lynch warned Moon not to interrupt the man. Moon is out here saying that she's looking to make a name for herself by defeating the person that defeated Ronda Rousey. Bayley then interrupted, as Bayley has now been drafted to SmackDown Live. Bayley came out and said now that she's a singles superstar, she wants gold. Singles gold. Yeah, Leghetto. I know she's been calling herself the She-Nom, but still, what the fuck's a She-Nom? Like, they've been saying it since NXT, but they never said what a She-Nom is. Bayley talked about winning the tag team championships with Sasha Banks, but now she's ready for new belts. This then brought out the Iconics, who made fun of Bayley yet again. And then this brought out Paige. Paige came out and said that she has a new tag team that she's going to be representing. And before she can announce who that was, out would come Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They would state that Paige was out here to say that they're bringing back Absolution. But that wasn't it at all. Paige says, "Oh, Mandy, how wrong are you? I'm representing these two women." And first out would come Asuka. Asuka would come out, and then Paige said, "And my second person I'm representing is this lady." And out would come Kairi Sane. So Kairi Sane and Asuka are now a tag team on the main roster. They just said, screw the Sky Pirates. So Paige then said, go make a name for yourself to Asuka and Kairi Sane, like Asuka wasn't the SmackDown Live Women's Champion just a few months ago. Just a few weeks ago, actually. So all the women start brawling in the ring except for Becky. Becky's sitting in the corner kind of like, I can get used to watching this yet. Yep, they're all going to fight each other. Why sit back and just say, go for it? So they go to commercial, come back, and it's an 8-woman tag team match. It's Ember Moon, Bayley, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, with Paige in their corner, taking on the Iconics, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose. Excuse me. So Moon was firmly in control early, but Bayley tagged herself in. Remember, Bayley and Moon are not a tag team. At least, as far as we know. So going forward, they booed Bayley. This was the thing I forgot to mention. So Bayley comes out, her music hits. Now, this is before the match. Bayley's music first hits, she comes out, and the crowd's like, boo. Not like a big boo, but it's more like a boo. And it's like a no cheers at all. This is a smart crowd because they're like, we don't want you. You don't want to be here. You and Sasha were crying because you lost your belts. So these people were not into Bayley one iota. Bayley tagged herself into this match and she got booed again. And he said, screw you, Bayley. Where was I? The heels took over. Asuka got tagged in and then got isolated in the heels' corner. Asuka fought back and took out Mandy Rose with the hip attack. Asuka and Sane used a series of double team moves on Mandy. Bayley hit a dive on the heels. Moon followed up with a crossbody to the floor. Julius Lopez. When multiple people report the same thing, stating that, yeah, I heard that too, then it's got to be true. Or there's got to be some truth to it. And it wasn't just Ryan Satin. It was Ryan Satin. It was WrestleVotes, and I heard it from others. Trust me, I've heard it from more than one or two sources or other journalists, just to let you know that after their match at WrestleMania, especially Sasha, but Bayley too, made it known that they were upset. They were not happy that they, quote unquote, lost the titles. You think Daniel Bryan threw a fit that he lost his title to Kofi? No. You think the Revival threw a fit? They were probably unhappy, but they didn't throw a fit. They didn't make it known backstage and at the hotel. So I'm just saying, when more than one person, when more than one credible source is stating something the exact same way, there's got to be some credibility to it. So going forward with this match, the heels regained control and isolated Bayley on their side of the ring. Asuka got a hot tag and ran wild. She nailed Peyton Royce with a hard drop kick. Asuka then had the match all but won, but Mandy Rose broke up the pin. Everybody then hit the ring, started hitting their big moves. Big move, big move, big move. Bayley was getting booed again as she was in the ring. She hit the Bayley to belly on Sonya Deville. Asuka then hit an inverted DDT on Royce, and Sane hit the insane elbow. After the elbow, she went for the pin. Kairi Sane picks up the victory for her team. Backstage, Kevin Owens did the Big E introduction. I'm not even going to try to do it. On another day, I would. Oh, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous. I'd do it just like Big E would. Looks like Big O did tonight, but I'm not even going to try with my crap-ass voice. But he did a good job. Kevin Owens did a really good job. So they came out for their match. It was the main event match of the night, not the main event segment, though. So they go out to the ring, and then we get a video real quickly stating that Buddy Murphy, former Cruiserweight champion, has moved over to Smackdown Live, and I like that. I like that the Cruiserweights are eventually moving up. I guess you can call it up, or moving to the, to the main brands, I guess. Julius, now the laying down thing, I don't know about that, but I did hear they were sitting down. So it could have been, One person said they were laying. One person said they were sitting. I know a lot of people have been trying to blow it out of proportion, that the original story was that, oh, they were laying on the floor, kicking and screaming. No. What I heard was they were sitting down, making their emotions known to everybody around them, that they were unhappy. Look at the picture of Bayley and Sasha with the Iconics after their match. They obviously had been crying. Their eyes were swollen. I'm done with this. Thank you. Have a nice day. So we get this match. It was the New Day and Kevin Owens, or so I say, Big O, against Cesaro, Nakamura, and Rusev. The heels were briefly in control early, but the babyfaces did get to take over. They isolated Nakamura on their side of the ring, and Owens hit a cannonball. The heels took back over and isolated Woods. Nakamura hit a sliding German suplex on Woods. Rusev choked Woods on the second rope, and Lana slapped him. Woods climbed to the top turnbuckle, and Nakamura rocked him with a kick. He attempted a superplex, but Woods fought back. Woods would then push Nakamura off the top rope and hit a missile drop kick. Kingston got the tag and ran wild on Cesaro. Kingston went for a crossbody, but Cesaro caught him. Kingston then slipped out and hit an SOS for a near fall. Cesaro then got a big swing on Kofi and locked on the sharpshooter. Owens broke it up with a super kick. Owens then got a hot tag of his own. He launched Kofi over the top rope, wiping out everybody on the floor below. Excuse me. Kingston hit the Trouble in Paradise on Rusev. Here's the funny thing. So, Owens gives Rusev a frickin' stunner. And you think you take the stunner, you fly back, flat back bump. No. Rusev takes the damn thing like a fucking snapmare. A fucking snapmare. Owens then pins Rusev. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Not new, but there's your winners. The New Day and Big O. So then we go to commercial. When we come back, Vince McMahon's coming down to the ring for the main event segment. They stated that he's got the biggest acquisition in all of Smackdown history. So he made his way to the ring. He was in Montreal, so he got "You Screwed Brett" chants. He then talked about new superstars coming to SmackDown. McMahon said that he has a charismatic, talented individual that he's going to announce right now, and that is Elias. And I think this is dumb. Not dumb as far as him saying that Elias was their biggest acquisition, but Elias was perfect on Raw. I think Elias is perfect on Raw because his segments go 6 to 7 minutes almost every single time. And Raw can use that 6 or 7 minutes to break up the 3 hours. SmackDown ain't got 6 or 7 extra minutes to blow every week. So either we're not going to get Elias like we usually do, we're not going to get Elias every week, or Elias is going to take the time of something that could have been, used that time. So I don't like Elias on SmackDown for the fact that on Raw, there was the time for him there. He was the perfect person on Raw to where when you're scripting everything out, you're all right, we just had a hot segment. Here's one to cool everybody down. Not like kill the crowd, but just like, okay, we're going from this hot segment at the top of the second hour to this one that may not be great. Let's throw the Elias segment right there. Sorry about that. I hit the microphone. Let's throw the Elias segment right there just to keep the crowd invested a little because we know they're going to react good to Elias. I think Elias was fucking perfect on Raw. They're going to mess him up on SmackDown. So, Elias comes down, praises Mr. McMahon, calling him the biggest acquisition in SmackDown history. And here's the thing. That means he's bigger than Brock Lesnar. That means he's bigger than The Rock. Think about it. Rock was drafted in the very first draft in 2002 to SmackDown by Vince McMahon. Think about it. Brock Lesnar was stolen from from Eric Bischoff's Monday Night Raw by Stephanie McMahon to SmackDown. Elias, according to Vince, is bigger than both The Rock and Brock. So Elias is in here being all humble braggy before the music of the big dog Roman Reigns actually hits. Roman comes down, spears Elias, gives Mr. McMahon a nice Superman punch that was perfectly positioned for Elias to catch him so he didn't have to fall to the mat. Roman then grabs the mic and says that SmackDown is now his yard. Fans popped really well for this. And I feel bad for Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is the WWE champion. How long do you think until they put that damn title on Roman Reigns? I think it's only a matter of time before Vince puts that WWE title on Kofi Kingston. Now I know what you're gonna say. Well, then does that mean Roman's a heel? Because if they're going to AJ Rollins, 100% can't happen. Well, I mean, not 100%. It can with the way they want to do it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. He's asking about Raw going or SmackDown going to 3 hours in the fall. Even then, you've still got May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months till they go there. They're going to waste Elias till then? No. So, I don't think Roman needs to turn heel Julius. But I think Roman may be that one to take that title from Kofi. They do a whole friendly competition thing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That was SmackDown. That's everybody that's moved over to SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people compared to the 17 that moved last night. Well, 18 if you count good old Samoa Joe. Now, I have been told, I have heard from multiple people, that more names may actually be announced later on this week on WWE.com and their social medias. Julius, I don't think the fans are going to turn on Roman anytime soon. And even if they do, they turned on him last time and he was still the babyface. They turned on him last time and Vince still pushed him as the top guy. So, yeah. Now, for everybody that kept asking in the chat what I was talking about that photo of Bayley and Sasha looking like they were crying. I'm going to pull it up here. Let me switch over to the other screen. This is the photo in question. Look at Bayley's eyes. Totally just puffed up. Look at Sasha's eyes. Totally just puffed up. So, I mean, they've been crying. I don't know why Sasha would post this photo. Maybe to kind of deter the people. But, hey, it's all good. So with that, now I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to let my voice rest and you guys talk for a couple of minutes. If you guys do want to call into the show, you can do so by calling 559-475-8473. Again, that's 559-475-8473. Got a call coming in right here. Let's take it. Caller on the air. What's going on? Excuse me.
Hey Tim. How are you feeling?
Better, thank you.
Before I get into the good questions, I want to talk about the tag teams. There was barely any tag teams that got drafted to SmackDown.
None. Other than unless you want to count Kairi Sane and Asuka as a tag team.
For the men's division.
None that we know of yet, but I've heard more names could be announced throughout the week.
Yeah, my first question is Roman Reigns going to SmackDown. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think he's gonna take the title right away. I think Daniel Bryan will take it from Kofi first.
I don't.
Hear me?
Maybe. But I mean, as of right now, Daniel Bryan's dealing with a supposedly non-serious injury. We don't know what the injury is and how long it's going to keep him out.
My other question is, Sasha Banks, do you think she's gonna come back, and if you're in her shoes, do you think she's gonna come back?
Honestly, nobody knows. And I said it on Twitter earlier. Everybody that keeps doing reports and videos on Sasha Banks update, there is no update. Everyone's just trying to say the same thing 500 different ways. Nobody knows what's going on with Sasha other than she was given time off to think about it. She said she doesn't want to be there. She made it very, very clear she doesn't want to be there. So they said, hey, go take a vacation, come back, let us know what you think. We hope you come back. But as far as people...
All right,
go for it.
My last question is, how do you feel about AJ Styles and Seth Rollins and the main event of SummerSlam? I think that would be great.
I think that would be an amazing match.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Thank you and have a great night. Now, as far as people going on and still making reports on, well, we got an update on Sasha Banks. Well, we got an update on Sasha Banks' status with the WWE. No one's got a fucking update. And this pisses me off. It's all these little people with their YouTube channels and their websites that want clicks. And they know what's going to get clicks right now. It's Sasha Banks. It's the words Sasha Banks update. Unless you see something, because I don't even want to get into this, but I've seen at least 5 different YouTube channels and websites today that said Sasha Banks update or Sasha Banks WWE status update. There is no update. So if you guys see that, don't click on it. Don't feed into their clickbaity bull. The way you're going to know that there's an actual update is because there's going to be something in those titles that lets you know that it's a real update, not just the vague Sasha Banks update, Sasha Banks WWE status update. There's no update there. Those people are just trying to screw you. And not screw you, my bad. That's a little harsh on my side. But just try to get clicks from you. Now, breaking news, WWE.com has updated the list of who has moved over to Smackdown Live. We've got 4 more superstars. First off, Riot Squad member on her own, Liv Morgan, has been moved to SmackDown Live. Former Raw Tag Team Champion on his own, Chad Gable, has been moved to SmackDown Live. Apollo Crews has been moved to SmackDown Live. And finally, 6-time Women's Champion Mickie James has been moved over to SmackDown Live. So, like I said, they're going to announce more names, and they're already doing it. So, let's take another call, please. Not please, but sorry, I was typing something. Caller in here, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good yourself?
Pretty good. I just had a few questions here. Now, they're mostly about the shakeup. So, shakeup was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the results that came out. But if you haven't talked about it yet, one thing I'm kind of confused about is by Finn Balor coming to SmackDown and he has a Intercontinental Championship. Does that mean that Samoa Joe but goes to Raw, or keep it?
Yesterday's Raw script had a segment for Samoa Joe to debut on Raw. Samoa Joe showed up to the building so sick that he shouldn't have traveled. He was in no condition to go out on camera. So they scrapped his segment. Samoa Joe, like I said, was supposed to debut on Raw last night, but he was too sick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So does that mean he's not going to Raw?
Oh, he'll be on Raw. They wouldn't have, if they were to have canceled that, they wouldn't have moved the IC title. They're not going to put the IC title and the US title on the same brand.
Right, yeah, that's what I was like.
So
maybe
Joe will
I was thinking that.
Yeah, Joe will be moved to Raw.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying Joe will be moved to Raw.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking that, or if they probably would just maybe announce it on Twitter or the social media or something,
Yeah, like I said, I've been told that more names could be announced throughout the week, like as far out as like Friday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, do you think because I'm not sure where Ricochet and Aleister Black are like going. Like,
Monday Night
are
Raw.
they on Raw? They're on Raw, both of
According to
them.
WWE.com, they're officially on Raw.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I would
Yeah. So.
assume Black for sure, since his wife's on that brand.
Hmm.
And according to WWE.com, it does say right here Ricochet as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, man, I don't like. So, what do you think of them as a team? Like,
They're a good
because
team.
I was expecting them to split up.
So was I.
The shakeup.
I honestly thought that was what you needed to do.
Okay. My last question was, what do you think of Roman Reigns going to SmackDown? I
It'll be
was like,
interesting because there'll be a lot of guys there that either he may have never faced before or that he hasn't faced in a very, very long time that he can have some pretty good matches with. And we're not going to get the repeats of him and Baron Corbin, him and Braun Strowman, him and Drew McIntyre over and over anymore.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It's like new faces for
I
him
mean,
to
we may
fight.
get him and Elias, which we got a couple years ago, but I think that could be something short.
Does he get the WWE Championship off Kofi like quick or?
I don't know. I hope not. That's my fear. Because you know how much Vince loves Roman Reigns, so now his whole thing is, well, he's on SmackDown. We need a big guy on SmackDown to be the champion. Let's put it on Roman.
I can see Roman versus Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship.
My whole thing is Vince is going to see that pop that Roman got tonight when he Superman punched Vince and go, yep, they love him. Let's give him the belt.
Yeah, I hate that. But have a good night, man.
Hey, have a great night. Thanks for the call. Caller on the air. What's going on?
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Good, yourself?
Fine. Tim, I have a question, actually. I'm kind of worried about this because I've been reading articles. I'm not sure if this is a clickbait thing, but they're saying they're thinking moving. I was reading an article. I'm not sure if it was clickbait or not, but the article said that they're going to think of moving Brock Lesnar to SmackDown
Okay.
and putting the WWE championship on him. But he's not on TV all the time. Don't you think that would piss off fans who are going to start watching Fox because of SmackDown? Do you think that's going to screw them up?
So here's there's a few layers to that. So it is clickbait. At first, when you started your statement, I didn't think it was clickbait, but then the more you went into it, it's clickbait. But so Fox has already been running ads for SmackDown coming in October. During every NASCAR race, they say, hey, SmackDown's coming. Now so they've had 9 NASCAR races so far this year where they've ran an ad each week. Now the last of 5 weeks, they've ran the exact same ad. It's just one that's got just a bunch of clips really quick, and they say SmackDown Live coming to Fox this October. It's going to be cool, blah, blah, blah. But the first couple of weeks, they actually had specific ads. The first one had Hideo Itami beating up Buddy Murphy from the Royal Rumble. And then for 2 weeks, they ran an ad that actually showed Brock Lesnar. Now, this was something done by Fox, not the WWE. So when those first initial reports started coming of Brock's getting moved to SmackDown because of Fox, that wasn't true. That was Fox not knowing who's on what brand and just knowing that, hey, when Brock was in the UFC on Fox, we did good numbers, so let's promote Brock. Now, with you saying that there's a rumor or a quote-unquote report that they want to put the WWE title on him, I haven't heard that one bit. That's
So this article is clickbait?
Yes, if it says, from what I've been told and from what I've heard, if it says that they're putting the title on him, there's no truth to that. Because I think they would keep him on
And I have
Raw.
a question about the shakeup and stuff like that after you finish your question.
Go for it.
The answer.
Go for it.
Okay. with Roman on SmackDown and stuff like that, do you think he's gonna be in the main event scene, or do you think they're gonna start him off in the mid card first? And are they gonna take how long do you think they're gonna keep the title on Kofi before they put it on Roman or back on Daniel?
Again, like I've told the last couple of callers, I don't know how long they're going to keep that title on Kofi. My fear is that they're going to put it on Roman and not take that long to do so. I do not see Roman Reigns being a mid-carder. They need a big-time star for SmackDown so that way when they move to Fox, those numbers are decent enough for Fox. So Roman is going to stay. He's going to be top 3 guys, one of the top 3 guys on the brand.
And with Roman specifically, do you think what they're trying to do is, I think I asked you this question last week about Braun. Do you think what they're trying to do is, because remember, back in the early 2000s and stuff like that, The Undertaker was a mainstay. Like, he was basically the franchise player for SmackDown in the early 2000s until they combine the shows into Super Show and stuff like that. Do you think they're going to do that with Roman, have him take over that role as a bit like the franchise player for SmackDown like they did with The Undertaker in the early 2000s, or no?
That's too hard to say because, like I said, Roman was just on Raw for the last 3 years, and they just moved him over. Who knows what they're going to do? I mean, that's what AJ was. That's what Randy Orton still is. Randy Orton's not been moved, so why can't you call Randy Orton the mainstay? He's been on SmackDown since the day they did the draft in 2016.
And the whole Paige thing, do you hate that they separated the Sky Pirates, or do you like that they put her together with Asuka and have Paige manage them, or you rather have them call both the Sky Pirates up and pair them with Asuka and have Paige as the mouthpiece?
Hate is a strong word. I want to say thank you for the call, but hate's a strong word. I would have preferred it being just the Sky Pirates. Now, I know back in the day, there was beef between Io Shirai and Asuka where they did not get along back in Japan. So I don't know if they would work well together now. We'll see. Maybe they can bring her up eventually with them as a trio. But as of right now, she's still on NXT. Let's take one final call. I'm dying here with my voice, and I think I can go one more. Let's go one final call. I got 2 calls on the dock. Let's go with Lucky Caller. Caller on the air. What's going on? Caller going once.
Who is this?
You called me.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask you a question about whether Bayley should turn heel.
No. I don't think Bayley would be a good heel. Her character, her whole persona. No, she's got to be a babyface.
Yeah. How can they get the fans to cheer her? Because I love Bayley in NXT, and she's completely lost who her character is, and creative totally ruined it with the This Is My Life segment.
It's not that This Is My Life segment. It's just the way that she's been used over the last couple of years. But they're not going to cheer her anymore when they know that... I'm not going to get into this again, but they're not going to cheer her anymore when they know that she's in the back sulking and crying because she lost at WrestleMania, when a lot of people lost at WrestleMania. A lot of people win a title and lose it rather quickly. But when the fans know that her and Sasha are in the back complaining about it, whining about it, crying about it, fans are not going to want to get behind her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's much saving her right now. At least not right now for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Another question is, what the heck is wrong with the SmackDown Tag Division right now? Because, I mean, you have Alexander Wolf, I don't know if this is true, saying goodbye to WWE and going down at NXT, and Eric Young going to Raw, and then I don't know where Nikki Cross ends up.
Well, you can't really say anything as far as Sanity goes because they were never really used on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But I think SmackDown has some good tag teams. I mean, they've got, I don't know what's going on with the Bar right now, but they had the Bar. They've got Rusev and Nakamura.
Gallows
And
and Anderson.
they're going to probably be leaving in September anyways. And we could assume maybe they get Heavy Machinery since the Viking experience went to Raw. You don't want two big Haas tag teams on the same brand like that, especially if AOP is already coming back to Raw. You don't need three of them. So maybe Heavy Machinery can go to SmackDown as well. So we'll see how it goes. I think the SmackDown tag team division can be all right. It can be all right. But I want to say thank you for the call and have a great night.
You too.
All right. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up. We'll be back live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Pacific time. I always get that mixed up. I don't know why. I live in Pacific time. I should always just say Pacific time. Excuse me. Tomorrow is the big return of Nick to the Wednesday show. We'll get Nick's thoughts on all of the Superstar Shakeup. Plus, if there's any more Shakeup news, we'll bring it to you as well. But that's going to do it. I want to say thank you to everybody who, I guess you could say, sat through my crap-ass voice that I've got right now because I'm still half dead. I mean, I thought I was dying over the weekend when I was sick. But either way, I'm good now. Again, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight to talk SmackDown. Always hit that notification bell down below, so that way you get notified when we post new videos. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD, and follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you live tomorrow night. We got Nick back. Woo! Ow, that hurt.